Greetings, I bid to Associate Professor Rizal. Today, my name is Wong Yong Shen, and I will be presenting on my Student Industrial Training SIT in Chulalongkorn University. Moving on to my presentation outline, first I will be presenting on the introduction of the host company, which is of course Chulalongkorn University, and I will then explain about the work culture, which includes the organizational health and safety and the work ethics. And after that, I will be moving on to my work experience, discussion on sustainability, and the conclusion of my project. Moving on to the introduction of Chulalongkorn University, I will be explaining about the background of Chulalongkorn University, the mission and vision, and of course the achievements of Chulalongkorn University. Founded in March 1970 by King Chulalongkorn, Chulalongkorn University is the first Thai higher learning institute ever in Thailand, and currently it consists of 19 faculties, which includes engineering, medicine, and law. It also provides service to the public, such as the medicine faculty providing a clinic, and the engineering faculty, of course, providing research papers to the public research community. The mission and vision of Chulalongkorn University goes in line with the mission of King Chulalongkorn, which is to produce a well-rounded students, which includes instilling moral values among the students and hoping that they will be using their education to contribute to the public. Moving on to the achievement of Chulalongkorn University, it is currently the top university in Thailand, and it is placed 45 in Asia. And of course, it is ranked first in the associating of top-notch articles related to science and technology. Therefore, this Chulalongkorn University is the best platform for me to experience the research-based internship, as I will be receiving the highest quality of research internship where I cannot get anywhere else. Moving on to the work culture of Chulalongkorn University Laboratory, I will first be explaining on the occupational health and safety, which includes the safety regulations and the work environment, which includes the teamwork and the work ethics. First, the occupational health and safety, which is important in every aspect of industry. It includes the laboratory to prevent any unwanted accidents from happening. However, the safety regulations of the laboratory is not written, nor there is any HSE briefing or training conducted. However, normal laboratory rules must be practiced by everyone to prevent unwanted accidents from happening. Moving on to the first rule would be the machinery safety. Although there is no manual provided, checklists have to be done to ensure that the machine is safe to be used, such as ensuring that the wires are not tangled and making sure that there is no harmful substances around the machine, which can harm the users or the machine's life. By following the machinery safety, the user will be able to operate the machine safely, preserving the machine's life as well as the user's life at the same time. Next, in case of emergency such as fire, chemical leak, and personal emergency safety must be followed as well. For example, in case of fire, everyone must exit through the nearest fire exit, and the nearest person to the fire alarm must ring it. And if the fire is small, it can be extinguished using the fire extinguisher provided in the laboratory. For chemical leak, the affected person must wash the affected body part with the wash station nearby, and if the chemical leak is serious, evacuate the lab immediately and report to the supervisor. In case of personal injury, treat the personal injury using the first aid kit available, and if it is serious, consult with the hospital. Next would be the work environment, which includes the teamwork and the work ethics, which is important to produce a conducive work environment to have the best quality results of the research. Now, teamwork is essential in every aspect of the industry to ensure the bonding of the team members and to produce the highest quality of work. How do the laboratory implement teamwork? First is by consultation among members. This usually happens when a junior firstly came into the lab and he or she has to ask the seniors for consultations such as how to use the machine or the theory behind their research. This consultation increases the bond between the junior and the senior, and it breaks the age gap between them. Besides, there is constant discussion between members and supervisors where the members present their work to the supervisor and they will discuss the problems faced, and the supervisor will discuss with the members on how to solve the problem so that the lab work can be proceeded normally without any interruptions. Third will be the communication in general, where every member has to communicate well with other members so that there will not be any interruptions between conducting the experiments. For example, any equipment that anyone has to use, we have to ask permission from other lab members before using it, so that the machine is free and we can use it without interrupting other members' work. Lastly, to improve general teamwork among all of us, we have bonding activities outside the laboratory so that we can break the ice between us and we can communicate without any barriers in the laboratory. Next will be the work ethics, which is important to have within oneself when you are working, whether in the industry or whether in the laboratory. The work ethics implemented in the labs are behavior, integrity, and teamwork. First of all, talking about behavior, in the laboratory we have to follow the rules set by the lab, such as having a proper dress code attire and at the same time showing a professionalism while conducting the experiment to avoid time wastage and to avoid endangering other users' life. Next is integrity, where we have to be honest when we have to admit our mistakes when we have done something wrong, and at the same time we have to be punctual to our own working time so that we can complete our work on time to meet the deadline given by our supervisor, and thus we can gain the integrity and the trust from our supervisor as well. Last but not least, teamwork is definitely a most important work ethics in the laboratory, so that every communication will be able to will not break apart and everyone can discuss among each other and produce the highest work quality. Okay, next I will be explaining about the work experience that I have gained throughout my training in 4 months in Chulalongkorn University, which my work experience gain will be divided into 2 parts. The first one, the skills gain, and the second category, the knowledge, where the skills gain includes communication skills, time management skills, and initiative. And the knowledge category includes understanding the job requirement and completing the task given on time. Now, communication skills is important to have as a work experience so that we are able to communicate freely without any barrier, and at the same time we are able to extract the accurate information from each other. Therefore, the first communication skill that I have gained is listening. In the laboratory, there are no written lab manuals present. Therefore, we have to listen carefully and accurately from our supervisors regarding the information so that we are able to extract the information correctly and be able to make a checklist out of that. Secondly, clarity. Thus, next is clarity, where I will need to speak clearly and clarify my. I'll be able to speak clearly, and I have to make sure that my speaking and my presentation is understandable by all the members so that they are able to grasp my information accurately as well. Next will be the time management, where I have to be punctual to my own working time so that I'm able to perform my work efficiently and meet the deadline set by my supervisor so that the work will not be delayed. Next would be the initiative, where I took Next will be the initiative, where I took the initiative to consult with my supervisor daily to get the feedback from him so that I can improve on my experiments the next time I do them. I perform the experiments. And other than that, I take subjects in Chulalongkorn University as well to further improve my theoretical skills, such as separation process and chemical process, which is important for my research later on. Now, moving on to the next category would be the knowledge, where I will be talking about completing the task on time and work experience. Now, the knowledge of completing the task on time is not only important in the laboratory, but in other aspects of industry as well. By completing our work on time, we are able to meet the deadline, and we are also able to continue with other works without delaying and interrupting other process as well. How did I complete the task on time is that I've made a checklist of my work, and I will be dealing with the most important task first and make sure that it is completed before moving on with other necessary tasks. Next, I will be talking about my work experience, where throughout my 4 months of training, I have been given a project which is about a zinc air battery which produces electricity with the process of electrolysis, where I will need to prepare the electrolyte, the catalyst, as well as the battery to test the performance in my research. First, to prepare the electrolyte, which in this experiment, a 7 molar potassium hydroxide solution is used. First, I will need to measure the required amount of potassium hydroxide pellets, and then I need to dissolve in 1 liter of distilled water in the presence of water bath, because the reaction is exothermic and water bath reduces the temperature around it. And the solution is stored in an appropriate bottle to avoid any miscommunication among the members. Next, preparation of catalyst layer is important as well, as it increases the performance of the battery. To prepare the catalyst, I will first need to measure the required chemicals, BP2000, BXC72, and manganese oxide, and I will dissolve them into the solvent, and then I will paint the solution into a nickel layer before compressing it with the compressor over here to secure the catalyst layer in the nickel. Last but not least is the experimental performance of zinc air battery. First, to test the performance, I will need to prepare the battery with the required membrane, catalyst, and I will be securing them with glue. After that, I will be soaking the inner part of the battery with the electrolyte to make sure that there is no leakage among the battery. And after that, of course, I will be preparing the zinc granules and insert it into the tube, close it, and then connect the battery to the battery testing system, and then the system will be left running as the potential difference of the battery will be measured, and the graph produced by the battery testing system will be analyzed later on.